I'm going to do. I'm going to be around the people who are going to accept me no matter how low I fall or no matter what I do. And Julius, he's not going to accept me, if I'm with this one and that one and this one and that one. And then I come back to, he's not going to accept that. He's not going to accept me. And he already talked to me about it way in advance before any of this happened. So if that ever happens, you choose to be with somebody else, I'm out of there. It's like it never even happened. I'm gone. And I said that because I meant that then. Today, I'd like to mean it, but I mean, if you really love the person and God really gave that person to you, that's your person, then don't throw them away. If God gave them to you. Now, if you're just saying that and it's not true, then there's nothing you can do there, man. You got to move on with your life. But if that person is really for you and there was just a big mistake, or like what happened, a misunderstanding, then that's different. If there was a mistake and you really were supposed to be with this person, maybe you get a second chance at that, maybe not, I don't know. But if you do get a second chance at that, you will know how to treat the person because of the time you spent apart. But if it wasn't meant for you to be with that person, I don't care how much you're crying and praying that you do, God is not going to put you where you don't belong. And, in Brenda's case, I really believe that we belong together, but it's just too many people that came in between us where it's just, I would have to fight through each of these people. You know what I mean? And which is fine, I could do it, but that's not what she wanted. And if that's not what she wanted, all of that would have been vanity. And then I would have really been in trouble with the Lord because he would have told me, well, the woman didn't even want you. Why are you going over here doing all this and they don't even want you there? You see what I'm saying? So it sucks. But at the same time, look at who you are today. See who you are now. And see the strength that you have now that's building. The strength is so on you that people you don't even know are trying to grab it and say, it was me. And God is watching all of this. The Lord sees every moment, sees everything people are doing. This is why I'm not worried. This is why I don't trip out over that. You're saying, man, how could you not trip and all these things happen? I said, because God is the one that's going to kick off in your ass when this happens. Excuse my language, Lord. But the Lord is the one who's going to get you. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about somebody creeping up in the shadows and getting you. You got to worry about God, about the Lord himself, and what he's going to do to you. Don't worry about the other people. You need to be concerned about what the Lord is going to do. Because when the Lord gets ready, he's going to really rip you a new one. And it ain't nothing that you're going to be able to do but receive that chastisement that you have deserved. You earned that. You earned that chastisement. Because when you had a chance to be honorable and to do the right thing, you chose to show your butt. So now you're forgiven. I'm not going to keep a grudge. I'm not going to hold one. But when you get ready to gear up to do it again, that's when God's going to get you, because you already knew that you weren't supposed to do that. You knew that, but you're going to do it anyway because you figure, hey, that's me. That's who I am. I'm going to do it anyway. So God is going to do it anyway. God's going to thump you a little bit, and when he thumps you, you'll be okay. Then if you try him, then he knows he can just take you out of here. Then he knows that your time is up. So, oh, well, brother, you ain't got to be here. You don't even have to be here no more. So I'm just telling you, don't play with me and don't play with the church. Don't play with the Lord. The Lord is the one who brought me this far. You playing games, like, okay, let me step up. Go ahead and step up and see what happens to you. play that. That'll be my little message. The little nigga messages. For little niggas, man. Big niggas, for niggas is all sizes, but I'm saying for little niggas especially. The church is not a contest. It's not a battle to see who will win and who will get the reward. The church is not a conquest where you see how many people you can run over until you reach your destination. The church is not a hospital. It sounds appealing that you would regard it as such. Nevertheless, the church is not a hospital. The church is not a place where you, if you get corona, you'll come here and get all the things you need to get well. You may be healed. You may be miraculously healed, but you wouldn't come to the church if you knew there was a hospital. The Lord is the one who designed hospitals for people to go to for serious illnesses. So the church is just a church. But what does that mean? What does the church mean in 2020? Does a church mean that it's have it your way Burger King, where you could just, do whatever you want and clean it up on Sunday? That was the last generation. That was the previous generation. Previous generation, get up and go to work every day, get your check on Friday, hang out Friday, hang out Saturday, Sunday go to church, get some rest, get ready again for the week. That was the last generation. This generation, Sunday is the only stable day. Everything else, you just don't even know. It's corona. People are getting laid off, getting furloughed. People don't have what they used to have. Now, some people still live like that. Some people are like, we're never it's always going to be like this for us. You let them have that. And don't try to take it away. Don't pray against them. Let them stay like that. The only thing they would have to worry about is the mockery that will come into their hearts later. A mockery is going to come and appear in those places that are prosperous now. And if that mockery takes hold and you begin to mock those people who are doing worse than you, you will lose what you have. Mockery will find its way to where you are. It will find its way in your heart. It will find its way into wherever you're at. And once it finds its way there, it will try to stay. You will feel empowered. You will take pride and you will laugh at people. You will say, man, they should be us, they should be this, and we're so grateful to have this, and too bad for them, sucks for them. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, at least I got. And you'll start doing that. And once you start doing that, once you start mocking other people because you're doing good and they're not, God will take what you have. And once he takes what you have, if you make that mistake, then you'll realize the climate of these times is very serious and somber, because people are dying daily by a disease that anyone can get. Anybody can get it, and people are dying every day. Each day we go on like, man, it's over with, because we don't know anybody else who has died. But every single day, thousands of people die. More than 1,000 people die a day from this. So 1,000 people are dying a day from this. Now, there are other things that people are passing from where more than 1,000 people are dying a day. But this is a mystery that was created in a laboratory that was designed to cripple the economy in the United States. It was designed for a little thing, not for the whole world's sake or for our galaxy's sake, just for the United States, to punish them for throwing taxes on China. That's why it was created, because it was a punishment. It was a revenge, because China had never experienced that before. They never experienced any country standing up to them and saying, hey, you've got to pay these taxes. You got to pay your way too. Everyone just assumed they're so big and massive that, hey, you know, we're not going to bother them with that. We don't want to inspire warfare. We don't want them to bully us. We don't want them to have a problem with us. But after we saw that China was bullying Taiwan, going into their waters, telling them that they couldn't have boats there or planes there, basically telling the people that they were taking over that region. That's when the United States said, well, since you're going to be like that, we'll go ahead and impose sanctions. We're going to tax you. You want to do business with us? You want to come over here? You're going to pay a grip of taxes. And China was very upset because they had never paid a grip of taxes to anyone. And this grip of taxes took the stranglehold that China had on the United States off. And it was a very smart move. And so they underestimated our president, Donald Trump. They underestimated President Trump. They underestimated him. They underestimated him, and they didn't believe that he had the power, authority, or ability to do what he did. Just like in my own personal life, they didn't believe that you had the power, authority, or ability to do the things that you're doing now. No one believed in you. No one. Everyone assumed, hey, you would be swept away. This is bigger than you, and you've lost. You need to accept reality, accept that things are bigger than you, and accept that you're a loser at this time. You may not always be a loser. If you play along, you can win too, just like everybody else. You see? So this is what was already predicted for you. This is what was designed by the public, the people, for you. To fall in line, to be a loser, and to realize that, hey, you know, life is hard. Life is a little rough. And, you know, just get over the shock of the whole thing. And just get used to, you know, fighting and scrapping your way through life. Because that's what we've all had to do in order to get what we have. But we never told you that we were borrowing our substance. We were taking our strength from someone else. We were taking what someone else built up and using a little bit for our own selves. Now, we didn't thank the person. We didn't appreciate the person. We even mocked the person because we felt, hey, if you had been doing your best, you would have known people were doing this to you. And you would have stopped them then. But since you didn't stop them, it must be okay. or you must just be stupid. Something must be wrong with you, so I might as well take advantage. This is what the world has said about you. Nevertheless, you're still here, and you're still strong. So what does the church mean in 2020? The church is a recharge center for the Christian. Because we know the world will drain you. We know now that the world is going to drain you, is going to take what it can take from you. If they can steal the money out of your hand, they'll do it. If they can steal the strength from your heart, they'll do it. If they can take the thoughts from your mind and prosper, they'll do it. If they can profit from you without respecting you, that's a badge of honor for the world. People applaud one another for having a lack of respect and still getting results. That's the sought after jewel that the world is looking for. How can I take as much as I can get without respecting anyone, without showing any love, without being authentic? How can I just get what I want and walk away, and I don't have to give nothing? How can I do that? How can I master that? Because that's what the world is doing today. So we can answer why the world is doing this, but I don't think it would be accurate. I think it would be wrong to have an answer for that. The answer is probably no one taught them any better. But we can't get off into why the world. You see, when you're in the church, you have to come from among them. You see what I'm saying? No one said you're better, but you still have to separate yourself from that. You can't even be a part of that no more because that's lunacy, that's madness. It doesn't make any sense. My father, who's been working for years and years and years, can counsel me, almost even beg me, son, go and get a full-time job. Go and get a job with benefits. Go and get a job where you can get a check every week and you know you got that money coming, and maybe you have some health care, maybe you have a dental plan. Go and get a job with all these things. So I said, okay, father, okay, mother, okay, family, okay, people with sense, okay, people that know what life is about. Let me do what you said to do because this is the way it's supposed to be done. So I'm going to UPS. So when I go to UPS to look for a job, I go into the little orientation. Everyone that was there got a job. Everyone that was there, except for me. Now ask me why. Because I wouldn't play along, that's why. I wouldn't go along with the fact that someone had to lose in order for me to win. I wouldn't go along with that. I wouldn't go along with, if we can just play on your family, if we can just get a little something from you, we'll give you a job. We're going to fire you. We're going to take the job away very soon. But we'll give you a few weeks. We'll give you a month or two. But after we get all of what we want to get from you, we're going to fire you. You see what I'm saying? So how did I know all this? The Lord knows. The Lord knew. And I was so accurate on that the people called me back a month later and asked me if I still was interested in working there. I said, well, I don't have a way to get there. I don't have any money. So how can I even get there for a second interview or for a second tour or whatever you're talking about? You didn't want me then, you don't want me now. But you felt guilty. You felt so bad about what you did, and other people noticed what you did. And that was the difference. See, if nobody had seen what you did, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But everybody saw what you did. So they had questions. They had questions, and they wanted to know, are you going to do that to me? Or are you going to do that to somebody else? Are you going to do it to somebody I know? So now when you had to answer these questions, you said, well, let me call this dude back. Maybe if I get the guy to come back, people will get off of my back. You see what I'm saying? But the guy didn't come back, so that's just a blemish on you. It's forgiven. But the point is, the whole job model of, go get your 9-to-5 job, It's some there, but it's some that's not. For a person like me, this presence that I have is frightening for some people. I don't know how I got this reputation, but it frightens people because whatever you're doing that's wrong is going to be revealed. If you cheated on your wife, if you lied to your kids, it's gonna wear on you being around somebody from the church. Being around somebody from the church is going to reveal who you really are, not the persona you put on, not the game that you're playing, not the role that you're playing. Who you truly are, the church reveals. And that frightens people, that scares people because they invested a lot of their lives playing games and becoming somebody just so they can have something. They say, hey, you got to play a role to have a job. You got to be a certain person to have a job. It's just like acting. Actor has to play the role in order to get the job, right? They got to be able to read the script, become the character, and then they're able to play the role and get the job, right? Get the check at the end of the movie. And that's how they want your jobs to be too. You got to play a role. You got to be this certain character to get your job. But they're not going to pay you what they're paying the actor. You see the lunacy? You see the madness, the idiocy? You want me to perform on the job, but you don't want to pay for the performance. You want to throw peanuts at me and say, I want to see a good show, or else I'm going to take the peanuts away. Now, is that the work environment that a almost 40-year-old man needs to go through? No, but at the same time, this almost 40-year-old man better get something. You better get some kind of job or make one. So you have a chance right now where you can make a job. So where is the church? What is the church in 2020? The church is a recharge center. When you come in after dealing with people that are doing what I just described, how they're trying to sabotage, how they want you to lose and fail, how that excites them. They make love to their wives. They teach their kids. This is what they like to do. This is what animates them. This is what gives them a sense of power and belonging. How bad they can do somebody else. Oh, you did them this bad. Oh, you did them this bad. Oh, you did them this bad. Man, you see what I'm saying? That is what's going on. And that's what's going to continue to go on until further notice, until the Lord changes the conditions. You don't need to go out and try to make those things different. Let the people be like that. It's like with Noah. Noah was preaching and telling the people for over 100 years. Just telling the people, listen, man, hey, for over 100 years. And no one wanted to listen to Noah because guess what? Noah didn't fit in. Noah wasn't cool enough. Noah just didn't understand. Noah wasn't in the game. You know what I'm saying? Noah was the outcast. So guess what happened? The Lord spoke to Noah and told him, okay, this is what I need you to do right now. He did what the Lord said. And then what happened? A gigantic storm came, and everybody, except for Noah and maybe a few other people that weren't written of, everybody else was gone. You see what I'm saying? So we're not asking people to be gone, but we're asking for you to realize it doesn't take all that for you to just listen. When you come to church and recharge yourself, remember that when you go back out there, the behavior is going to be the same. People are not going to change. They're going to stay like that. But guess who has to change? You have to change. You need to get stronger and smarter. You need to know as soon as you walk outside the door, everybody is against you. Even animals, dogs, cats, they teach them, be against. I'm telling you, it gets men excited. It gets women excited. Oh, we have power. We can ruin people's lives. That's what's out here today. So you got to know that the ruiners are at the door waiting for any possible second that they can ruin your life. That's who we are dealing with. We're dealing with people who are falling further and further and further into the pit and don't even know it. And becoming more like that each day. To where they just want to steal and take and curse. and be against anybody who is different, anybody who's not like them. More barbaric, more barbaric. We're going like into Vikings. So people are just, they're starting to do that now. Less caring, more hate. You see what I'm saying? Because it's easier. It's easier to hate than to love. It's easier. You know what's hard to do? Is love someone unconditionally. That's very hard. You gotta love them despite whatever they did, whatever they said. You gotta love them. I had somebody come in today. He talked to me like, I was like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or not nothing, but just as if I didn't have a reason to be proud of myself. As if I didn't have a reason to have an honor and to hold my head up. That no, you ought to have your head hung low. You ought to, be remorseful, and you ought to walk around here with a chip on your shoulder because, you're not on my level. So what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. You see what I'm saying? That's just vanity. You understand? So the vanity has even crept here. But you don't allow these things to overtake you because they're all just draining. All you have to do is have more life than that. They can't take your life if you don't let them. People can't bother you if you don't let them. What I learned today is that no one can bother you if you don't let them. If you don't let them, no one can bother you. No one can stop you, and no one can hinder you. No one can block you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, as long as you don't let them. As long as you don't let them get you, they can't. They're going to try. Remember what I said? They're going to drain. That's their job, their passion, their ruin. It's like they're almost wearing a name tag. I'm a ruiner. I'm here to ruin you because that makes me feel good. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me to stop. I'm going to do what I'm doing because I like to do it, whether you like it or not. Praise the Lord, amen? So until the tides of Noah appear on such people in their lives, you just have to keep telling what's right and even preaching the word. You have to do that. You have to. Because they're not going to do it. They're not going to tell nobody about God. They're not going to tell nobody about the Lord. They're not going to tell nobody about that. It's just a fairy tale. When you're draining people, when you're a ruiner, it's just a fairy tale. Who believes in that? You know what I believe in? I believe in taking something. I believe in stealing. I believe in lying. I believe in starting shit up. I believe in that because I see that it works. I see that it gets to people. I see that it ruins lives. So that's what I believe in. Even to the point where, hey, I will put the ruining against the church. If they say, which one will win, the ruiner or the church? They said the ruiner. You know who else said that? All those people when they crucified Jesus that day, that's what they said. They said, okay, here we have this king of the Jews, this person who said he's the king of the Jews. Seen him do miracles, all said, but whatever. We heard that you said you're the king of the Jews. I'm King Herod. I'm the only king here. You said that you're the king of the Jews. So we have this person that we captured, this loony that we captured here that said he's the king of the Jews. This goof. Then we have Barabbas, the king of the robbers, the person who stole something from almost everyone's house. but we know him. We see him around. He's just a local thief. You know what I'm saying? We don't like when he steals, but he's comical. We can laugh at him. We can throw things at him. He'll run away. So here we have this goof who says he's the king of the Jews, and then we have this thief that everybody knows is a thief that is stealing. So which one of these two do you want to crucify? They said crucify Jesus. Crucify him. Crucify the king of the Jews. This person who says he's the king, crucify him. Throw him on the cross. Stab him. Put the nails in his hand. Put the nails in his feet and let him suffer because he said he's the king. He said he's somebody. He believes in himself. So we don't want that here. We don't want people believing in themselves. We don't want people thinking that they're somebody. Get rid of him. He's different from us. And that's what they did. And you know what they also did? They took the robber and crucified him too. People were called and didn't care. You see what I'm saying? Just like today. But today it's a little different. They're not throwing people on crosses, but they're doing other things. They're sabotaging jobs. They're trying to ruin lives. They're doing it in a different way. So that's the way the world is. And that's the way the world is going to stay until the tides of Noah wash all this away. When the people go through a great travail, something will happen to where everybody's like blown away. Once that happens, the church will stand. And those people who swore against the church, I don't care about that. The people who committed to being ruiners, those people, what little of them are left, will finally come to the recharge center. Praise the Lord.